Hi, I'm Devin, your wine club assistant manager here at Raymond Vineyards, and we are here today with the beautiful and lovely Stephanie Putnam.
I paid her to say that.
In her red for the month of love. We're going to be going through your February winery selection wines. We've got the 2013 small lot white Meritage for you, our 2012 small lot Oakville Zinfandel, and our 2011 Rutherford Cabernet from our district selection.
So 2013 small lot white Meritage. It actually is one of my favorite wines to make. And my inspiration came from the great white wines of Bordeaux, Bordeaux Blanc. And so this is a blend of Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc. You got to be French when you say it sounds cooler. So the Sauvignon Blanc comes from our estate in Jameson Canyon, so you get more of a cooler climate characteristics, a little bit more of that lemongrass character. And the Semillon actually comes from a warmer spot in Napa along the riverbanks in Yountville. And the Semillon adds some great texture components to the wine. So you get the grassiness of the Sauvignon Blanc with a little bit of more the fleshiness and the juiciness of the Semillon. So it's your perfect porch wine.
It is a good porch wine. It's tasty.
So this is our 2012 Oakville Zinfandel. I don't know how many of you are actually aware that Zinfandel is not a varietal that's planted that widely in Napa Valley anymore. Now, Napa Valley used to have a lot of Zinfandel and Grenache, but as we learned that Cabernet does excellent in Napa, and so when we had to replant all the vineyards in Napa in the late 1990s due to phylloxera, people just naturally planted to what seems to do best here in Napa Valley, which is Cabernet. So it's always kind of fun to find a nice old planting of Zinfandel and really highlight it for what Napa Valley can also do. So this Zinfandel comes from the small sub-appellation of Oakville, which is an area that's just north of the town of Yountville, a very small appellation. And specifically this vineyard is right along the river that kind of runs through Oakville, and Zinfandel really likes to have deeper soils, more fertile soils, so it can throw a lusher canopy to protect the fruit. And one of the great things about this wine is it really highlights the spicier, jammy side of Zinfandel without going over the top to the super hot, ripe, pruny, porty style of Zin. That's not the style of Zin that I like to do. I like to do one that's softer and sweeter and that has more inherent, fresher fruit and spice.
And
what do you think?
This is a really, really lovely wine, and something that I would probably pair a pepper-crusted tuna steak with. Maybe you should come over. We'll have a nice romantic date.
So this is our 2011 District Collection Rutherford Cabernet. And if you hear some little birds tweeting in the background, Devin and I are actually in our guest house where we have two lovebirds that actually I believe Jean-Charles gave as a gift to Gina when right before they got married.
They did.
Is that right?
Yep. And they love to make loving noises to each other.
They like to coo to each other.
Yes.
So
back to the wine.
So the 2011 Rutherford Cabernet. So sadly, this actually technically did not come from our estate, because if you've been to the winery, you'll notice that in 2010, the winter of 2010, we pushed out all of our vines because we felt very strongly that if we wanted to make the absolute best possible Cabernet, that we needed to replant all of our cab. So in 2010, we pushed out our vines. So this 2011 Cabernet actually comes from a long-term contracted grower that's on the northeast side of the valley. I'm directionally challenged. The east side of the valley, right along the river, and so the soil has very river bottom soil. So there's large, very round rocks in there, and it has classic Rutherford characters. A lot of roasted meats, roasted coffee. 2011 is a cooler vintage overall, a little on the lighter side, so that is reflected in the wine, but still you're going to get that inherent Rutherford structure and tannins that makes this the perfect steak wine.
And we hope that you enjoy this wine as much as we do. Cheers!